Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel for an everyday encounter in life of an aspect. As you are aware right now, I'm introducing you on the series of the learning disabilities or learning disorders, conditions, whatnot, to address to you all for some people for help, just to get a better understanding of people with different conditions like me, just to create an awareness and understanding, also to have the empathy and understanding of others, as well as the support and guidance through you all of just from my experience of what I want to give of my pearls of wisdom, as well as maybe just some knowledge and know-how of what I hope to address to you all. And the last part was the introductory part of what I'm hoping to cover, which was basically what is a learning disability, the types, the ages and stages of when kids has their learning disabilities and when it starts, however, and whatnot. Pretty much also the processing of information, the stages of it. I'm also hoping to address also the types of disorders, which is coming up in this part of the series, as well as the last part is how to help a child with a learning disability to make life easy for them and whatnot. So in all further ado, this is part 2 basically of the types of learning disorders. As you're fully aware, there are so many different types of learning disorders available or around as of now. As we know that, as I said before in the last part of this introductory, that with this terminology, learning disability, it has changed many years ago for the specialists, just to make it feel easy for the people around them, you know, to understand what it may be all about. You know, I don't know if it's just to make the people feel comfortable of the ones with their learning disability or condition or whatever it may be, but whatever it may be, hopefully maybe it will just stay with one sort of the challenge of along the way. As we know, however, as I'm going to cover the ones I'm hoping to do of the learning disorders as of now are dysgraphia, which pretty much they label this as problems in reading, writing, spelling and speaking. This basically, for this learning disability of dysgraphia, as you've got to be aware, the words dys is in front of it, is like, involves with the writing, can involve the physical art of writing, however, or the mental activity of comprehending, or just the physical being of writing it down, synthesizing the information, you know, processing it and making sure that they've got the right form or way of the information processed and the like. Basic writing disorders refers to difficulty forming words or letters. The symptoms of this, however, of this problem is the neatness or inconsistency of their writing, the writing organization and coherence, accurately writing letters and words, and spelling consistency. Dyslexia is obviously the next one I've got down here. Dys, again, lexia, this is troubles in reading or problems in reading. Writing, spelling and speaking. I should actually apologize. I've just misread my writing here because of its small font. I should be wearing my glasses. Dysgraphia is actually the one that is problems with handwriting, spelling, or spelling, you know, writing out ideas. However, dyslexia, there are 2 types of learning disorders in dyslexia, however, or in reading in general. Number 1 is the basic reading, which is what the basic reading is understanding the relationship between sounds, letters and words. And number 2 is reading comprehension. Reading and comprehension is the ability to actually understand the information that we are reading from and being able to process it and actually bring out the messages across of what we've learned so far, so to speak. And that sometimes in the reading comprehension is the inability to grasp meaning of words and phrases for people that suffers with dyslexia. Problems basically, or shall we say the symptoms of this problem, are letters and words recognition, and number 2 is understanding words and ideas. Sometimes also, and that when it comes down to the comprehension part of it, is 3 is reading speed and fluency, and 4 general vocabulary skills. Dyscalculia is the difficulty in maths pretty much. This can involve in problems in doing math problems, or understanding time and using just their time spent wisely with their money. Which this learning disorder will vary greatly on the child's other strengths and weaknesses. However, a child that struggles with memorization and organization of numbers, operation signs, and number facts, counting principles, and telling time, and as I said, using money. Aphasia / dysphagia, difficulty with the language. Pretty much what that one is addressed of. Obviously, this is just problems understanding spoken language, poor reading and comprehension. Auditory processing disorder is obviously difficulty in hearing sound differences, which is when it comes down to their reading, they have problems reading out and hearing out the sounds in themselves, or just pronouncing the sounds in the right way, language and comprehension. Visual processing disorder is difficulty integrating visual information. Problems with reading maps, charts, symbols, and pictures. That involves with all these problems for the ones that suffer from the visual processing disorder. Dyspraxia is learning difficulties and motor skills. This learning disability refers to movement and coordination, which is the output activity, meaning output information of the brain, i.e. for example that you're kicking a ball sort of thing. The brain must be able to communicate with an actual body part, be it as an example as I just said, kicking the ball pretty much, or just some sort of limb to complete a form of action. Some kids may struggle with eye and hand coordination with this, however. So pretty much that ends part 2, which is the learning disorders types pretty much, and just a brief touch on the problems that may associate with these types of learning disorders. Please like for support and thumbs up for that you're, just liking it, like, comment, subscribe, if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.